right, perfect. So Kira, would you mind just telling us a little bit about your experience working with climate people?
Sure. So I had started along the job search process and I was sort of putting out feelers on my own, but I didn't really have a cohesive plan of like exactly the strategy that I was going to be using. And I'd been researching climate tech companies and data science positions on my own. And then when I found climate people, that was really this turning point where I just felt like I had focus and we had a plan moving forward. And it was such a turning point for me to sort of have this structure laid out of like companies to investigate, places that I hadn't even heard of before that were hiring and that I could do some research into. And I just so appreciated having the steps of, here's how we're going to approach this. Here are the steps that we're going to move through to contact the companies, and having Brendan's help as a guide throughout the whole process really made it more smooth and a quicker process than I imagined was ever going to happen. So I've just been really thrilled with the whole process, and to now have a job in climate tech, mere weeks from getting in contact with you all has really just been such an incredible experience.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that. Yeah, definitely timeline is something that's really important to us because I'm sure, as you know, these companies are hiring quickly and they want to get the top talent. So yeah, when we find a candidate as great as you, it's definitely really important for us to push it through the process as quick as possible. Yeah. So what made you want to transition your career to work on climate? Was it one thing in particular?
I've been thinking about climate change for a really long time. My academic background is in studying earth science, geology, and environmental science. And so I've understood climate change for a long time, the science behind it, but I've really been on the research side. And over the last probably 2 years, it's just really felt more and more urgent that I do more than just work on the research, kind of like help us understand how bad this is. And I really wanted to move on to the action, moving us forward solution side of things. And so that was really the kind of the mental shift that I came to, that there are many ways to, address the climate crisis, many things that are really important to be done. I found that for myself, I really wanted to be engaged kind of with a team, moving things forward and feeling like I was putting my energy and my hours that I spend at work every day towards really making a difference and trying to solve some of these problems that we very much know are there. They're ready to be solved, and they just need a lot of people working hard to solve them. So I really felt like this coming decade is incredibly important to get this work done, and I have some skills that I can lend to this. So yeah, it made a lot of sense to move in this direction.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with everything you just said, especially the solutions oriented. And when you're putting 40 hours a week, 40 plus hours a week into something, why not do something that's for the greater good? So yeah, that's awesome. Thank you for sharing that. Brenda, do you have any other questions?
So without giving away any trade secrets, what are you doing next?
I've taken a position as a data science engineer at a climate tech company that I'm really excited about. I will be working on thinking about the electricity grid, thinking about how to get more electric vehicles onto the grid, how to integrate charging in a smart way, how to make sure that the grid is ready for this big uptick in distributed storage with batteries and distributed energy generation. And as a team, I'm really excited about, and the work really builds nicely off the work that I've been trained in, that I've already been doing kind of just in a different sphere. And so I feel really confident that I'm going to be able to take my skills and right away be able to help this new team and learn a lot from them. I feel like there's just an incredibly good match with the work that they're excited about and want to move forward. And I think what I can bring to it, and the people just seem like a phenomenal group. So very excited to join the team.
Awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, we've talked about this before. Obviously, we have a partnership, a program that's really important to us, not just in placing candidates into climate tech opportunities, which obviously is important to us. We We want to mobilize a workforce transition to work on climate, but we also want to support environmental nonprofits that we think are doing some really amazing things. We've picked 4 that are a part of 1% for the Planet, and we'd like to make a donation in your name to one of those 4 nonprofits. So you've had a little bit of time. Did you decide who you wanted to pick as your nonprofit?
Yeah, this was so fun to do. I think maybe I had heard that you all do this, or maybe this was the first time, but it was just such a treat to get an email saying that this is part of what you all do, and I thought that was just so cool. And I'm so honored that you're going to be donating in my name. I'd like to donate to Venture Out. It was hard to choose. They all seem like really cool organizations, but that one seemed like one that I'd love to really support. Yeah.
It's a good one. That's fantastic. Thank you very much for supporting that organization. We're really proud to partner with them. So Natalie, that was actually an organization that you had found for us. So that was great.
Oh, nice job, Natalie. Yeah.
Yeah, I love them. I'm a big believer in like the connection between like a love for the outdoors and then also environmental passion, and then tying in all of the work that they're doing for the LGBTQ plus community too. So I thought they were a great organization.
So
they're definitely one of my favorites. Yeah. So Kira, is there anything else that we didn't touch on that you wanted to maybe mention before we tie things up?
I think you've touched on most of it. Just really a big thank you to you all and the work that you're doing. It's been such a great experience.